The Commonwealth's dark history, the transatlantic slave trade, hung heavy over this meeting of leaders. Impossible to ignore for the UK Prime Minister.
Let me first be clear that the slave trade, slave practice was abhorrent, and it's very important that we start from there. In the 2 days we've been here, none of the discussions have been about money. Our position is very, very clear in relation to that.
There are growing calls for the UK to pay reparations to Commonwealth countries for its role in slavery hundreds of years ago. In Brixton, London, most seem to agree, like Chino from ex-Commonwealth country Zimbabwe.
There's a lot of benefit that was had out of Commonwealth countries, and certainly there's a lot of... Definitely it would make sense to have some sort of reparations.
And Ebony, who says reparations should be more than symbolic.
I agree that, yes, there should be some sort of reparations, but I feel like we need to give reparations in the modern day context.
Others recognised a need to help but questioned how.
We should be paying something to help Commonwealth countries, not necessarily for reparations for slavery, because otherwise how far do you want to go back?
In an ideal world we would, but I think ultimately address the issues at home before you maybe look abroad.
An agreement was made in the Caribbean by the Commonwealth heads of government to start a conversation, but not all think it's the right direction.
When you look at the record properly, there's very little that justifies the idea that UK, France, so on, should be paying reparations to former colonies, particularly in the case of the Caribbean and the UK, where in reality, after slavery, the Caribbean had a substantial amount of benefit from the UK in growing its economy, society and people.
The UK government's position is not to pay. MP Bel Ribeiro Addy says there are misunderstandings over money.
No one's saying empty the coffers, empty out £18 trillion today. That's definitely not it. I understand why people are scared about it, but that's why we're taking the time to talk about it so much, so that people have a better understanding and understand that in the end, it's not meant to disadvantage any one country. In fact, for a country like ours, I think effectively it will benefit it.
For now, the conversation's begun. With more meetings next year, it's clear history will not be ignored. Adele Robinson, Sky News.